Hello there and welcome to another episode of World of Tanks on Ungainly Titan. I had actually a pretty poor weekend in World of Tanks. I don't think the Czechs, if they're dependent on me, are going to do very well. This is in part because I kept persisting in playing the Skoda T40, even though I wasn't very good at it and I wasn't having much impact on an awful lot of the games that I was playing in. In fact, I was probably having a negative impact on a lot of the games that I was playing in. The other problem I had was that on Thursday evening my capture software started kicking up. I would set everything up. The capture card would be streaming to the PC. You could see it in the preview window on the capture software. You press the record button and within a few seconds it would go grey and the capture software would become unresponsive. And in fact it would be so unresponsive that even if you put on Task Manager to shut it down, Task Manager would fail to actually shut down the capture software. I found the only effective way to shut down the capture software was to actually pull the USB lead out, and then it would record that there was no the device wasn't connected, and you could then shut down the capture software. Eventually I got onto Coral Tech Support, but eventually I solved the problem by resetting Windows. I did a full reset on Windows. I don't use the PC for anything else. So I did a full reset on Windows and it seems to be working fine since. Now we have a fairly normal deployment on Malinovka, except for one thing. Our scout's on the wrong side. And he's YOLOing up the field. He's out in the open instead of being in the bush. And on that side of the map, even if you are in a bush, the chances are you're going to get spotted if an enemy tank, which turns up around the edge of the lake there where the 416 was earlier on. So he's gone, and there's nobody scouting up here, so I've decided to push up and scout, even though my tank is totally unsuitable for it. The view range on the Skoda T40 isn't all that mighty, and I don't have any kind of skills on this tank to extend it. I have colored optics, but as you can see, my view range doesn't actually extend as far out as my potentially I can be detected from range. And at this point I didn't have Sixth Sense trained on the crew either. I think one of the reasons I did persist with the Skoda T40 is that I wanted to get a skill trained on the crew. So I was able to get Sixth Sense trained on it eventually, but it didn't help all that much as you. I didn't have some good games in it. However, I'm kind of out here trying to do a bit of scouting. I'm not having a great deal of success at it. Did spot the Object 416, but I didn't spot one of those firing slightly behind them. However, the team are pushing hard across the top of the hill, so the chances are we have a good reasonable chance of success. The hill is kind of the key to Malinovka. If you take the hill, it's very hard to be beaten. However, some of the medium tanks in the hill should really push down. They should dive down the cliff, come around, and take on the tanks that are immediately in front of me, particularly the 416. Now the 416 decides he's going to get rid of me, and I successfully track him, which is not something I'm very good at, but that gives rid of him. So that's a valuable scout on the enemy team gone. There's a Carnarvon down there, but he doesn't have the view range to effectively scout, and he's actually badly located. He shouldn't be down there. He should have actually gone down to the A line, where he could have used the lie of the land in the bushes at the bottom of the A line, say down around A2, A3, and he'd have gotten a lot of very valuable fire in our tanks that were coming down the hill, and they wouldn't have seen him at all. Now our base is completely exposed. There's a heavy tank down there, but he may be AFK. So I've decided to go down and scout the edge of the lake, because I know there are a couple of heavy tanks down there. They were there earlier on when we still had tanks in the village. So I'm trying to be as cautious as I can and see if I can spot anything. So there's the first one now, T43. I probably shouldn't have fired really, not that it would make much difference. I don't think my camera would have been that good anyway. So I'm spotted. There's a T-29 and there's another heavy tank, medium tank with him. And that proved to be the most profitable thing I did all game. You can just see the assisted damage ribbons racking up there. So I managed to get those spots in. There's 2 enemy tanks left. And I decided, okay, I have very few hit points left, but even if I advance further forward, there's a good chance that I will be able to spot the remaining enemy tank. And if I'm lighting them up, I'll get the damage assistance even if I don't get the ribbons immediately after my demise. And sure enough, I push forward, I spot the T-29. Now I don't survive the experience, but look at the fire he's taking. And that's it, it's game over. So, let's see how we did. So I did nearly 3,500 spotting damage. Got a 3rd class mastery. I actually finished up with 14 spotting ribbons and came second by experience. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you again soon.